Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the complexity of corporate filings, and sometimes, just sometimes, we find a little bit of corporate drama unfolding. Today, we're diving into Axcelis Technologies Inc., which seems to have had a rather significant shareholder meeting. So Axcelis, a company that makes gear for making computer chips, is reporting on a big meeting they had on the 6th of February 2026. This isn't just any meeting, it is all about a potential merger, a big deal where two companies join forces. This report is essentially an update on whether their shareholders gave the thumbs up to this merger plan. Let's break down what happened, filing this Form 8K is Axcelis Technologies Inc. They are based in Beverly, Massachusetts. This report focuses on their special shareholder meeting that took place on the 6th of February 2026. Now, before we get into the votes, it is important to know how many people could actually vote. On the 26th of December of last year, Axcelis had about 30.7 million shares of common stock out there. For a company this size, that is a decent number of shares. And guess what? A huge chunk of those shares, about 82% of the voting power, were represented at this meeting. That is a really strong turnout, showing that shareholders were definitely paying attention and cared about what was being discussed. It means the decisions made here are backed by a solid majority. The main event at this meeting was a proposal to approve the issuance of Axcelis' own stock. Why? Because this is tied to that big merger agreement they announced back in September 2025 with Veeco Instruments Inc. This means Axcelis is planning to use its stock as part of the deal to buy or merge with Veeco. Stock used in a merger usually needs shareholder approval, especially if it is a significant amount. They also had a backup plan, a proposal to adjourn the meeting if they didn't get enough votes for the main merger proposal. This is pretty standard practice. It gives them more time to convince any hesitant shareholders to support the deal. Think of it as a plan B to make sure they get the votes they need. And the good news for Axcelis, at least in terms of getting this merger proposal moving, is that both the share issuance proposal and the adjournment proposal were approved. That is a green light from the shareholders for the stock issuance needed for the merger. Let's look at the numbers for the share issuance proposal. It needed a majority of the votes cast, and it got a resounding yes. Table TRTD for TDTD against 1 TDTD, abstain 20 TRTRTD, 24,128,309. 95.84% TDTD, 1,048,205. 4.16% TDTD, 51,598 TD 2020. Table wow. Out of over 25 million votes cast, a massive 24.1 million were in favour. That is over 95% approval. Only about 1 million shares voted against it. This shows tremendous support from the shareholders for this merger. It really signals that management's plan to merge with Veeco is well received by the people who own the company. Now for the adjournment proposal, this one also needed a majority of the votes cast. Table TRTD for TDTD against FUD TD abstained 20 TRTD, 23,376,908, 92.86% TDTD 1796454, 7.14% TDTD 54,750, 20D 2020 table. This proposal also passed comfortably with over 23 million votes for it. Interestingly, while it was approved, it wasn't actually needed because the main share issuance proposal got enough votes on the first go. So they didn't have to use their plan B. This just goes to show how confident the shareholders were in moving forward with the merger plan. One other small but important detail is that there were no broker non-votes here. What does that mean? It means that every share that had instructions from its owner was voted. There were no brokers sitting on their hands because they didn't have clear instructions. This further solidifies the strength of the voting results. To top it all off, Axcelis also issued a press release on the same day, the 6th of February 2026, to announce these voting results. This is standard practice to make sure everyone is informed quickly, and that brings us to the end of the formal reporting part. Now, let's put on our analyst hats and look at what this filing tells us about Axcelis. This filing is all about moving forward with the merger with Veeco. The overwhelmingly positive vote counts, especially for the stock issuance proposal, are a really strong signal. It means the management team has done a good job of communicating the benefits of this merger to their shareholders, or perhaps the shareholders themselves see a clear strategic advantage. The fact that they managed to get such strong support without needing to adjourn the meeting speaks volumes about the preparation and the perceived positive nature of this deal. There is also a lot of legal jargon here, but the key takeaway is that this report itself isn't selling anything. It is just reporting on what happened at the shareholder meeting. They are careful to say this isn't an offer to buy or sell stock, which is a standard disclaimer to avoid any legal issues. They are also emphasizing the importance of reading their official filings. like the joint proxy statement, prospectus for the full details of the transaction. Now, Axcelis, like most companies, includes forward-looking statements. This is essentially them talking about potential future outcomes, like how the market might react or what their future performance could look like. They are required to add this disclaimer, which protects them from lawsuits if these future predictions don't pan out. They list out a bunch of risks, from not getting regulatory approvals to integration challenges after the merger. It is all pretty standard for a deal of this magnitude, but it is worth noting that the path to a successful merger often has bumps. Looking at the big picture, Axcelis is making a bold move with this merger. The shareholder vote is a huge win and suggests confidence in the deal's potential. The key for Axcelis now will be the successful integration of Veeco. If this deal goes through, the risks they've outlined are real, and executing a smooth merger while maintaining operational excellence in a competitive semiconductor market is a huge undertaking. But the strong shareholder support is a powerful indicator that they are on the right track, at least in the eyes of the people who hold the company's stock. This merger could significantly reshape Axcelis' position in the semiconductor equipment industry. Alright, that is our breakdown of Axcelis Technologies Inc. latest filing. What do you think about this merger and the strong shareholder support? Let us know in the comments below if you found this analysis valuable. Smash that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.